Hey guys, it's Clayton here. Welcome back to a new video. Today is Wednesday, October 29th of 2025. It's currently 6 p.m. and in just a few minutes, I'm going to be heading out to the AMC movie theater at the South Center Mall in Tukwila, Washington. It's going to be about like a 40-minute drive because tonight I'm seeing M, the new Depeche Mode movie / documentary. Depeche Mode is my favorite band. Got them on my shirt right here, and this is my Depeche Mode wall behind me. Yeah, M is documenting part of their Memento Mori tour, which lasted from 2023 to 2024. And I think it's got footage from 3 shows they played in Mexico. And also, the film also has to do with some of Mexico's culture and traditions surrounding like death and stuff. But I haven't seen it yet. It started showing last night on the 28th. It's in theaters for 3 days, so the 28th, 29th, and 30th of October. And I'm pretty excited to see it. I'm going to be meeting my friend Tim there. Already bought us tickets earlier today. But yeah, like I was saying, Depeche Mode is my favorite band. I've seen them 6 times in my life. Once on the Global Spirit Tour back in 2017, and then 5 times on their Memento Mori tour in 2023. I saw them in Chicago. I think that was at United Center on April 5th of 2023. Then I saw them in Boston on Halloween, October 31st of 2023. I was in row 1 for that in a hot dog costume since it was Halloween. That was amazing. And then I saw them in Vancouver, BC in Canada at Rogers Arena. That was November 24th, Black Friday, I think, of 2023. 2 days after that, I saw them in Seattle, Washington at Climate Pledge Arena. That was November 26th of 2023. And I saw them again 2 days after that on November 28th, 2023. My 23rd birthday in Portland, Oregon at Moda Center. But yeah, a big fan, and I'm really excited to see the movie tonight. Like I was saying, it's my Depeche Mode wall behind me. All these CDs are Depeche Mode. I got all their studio albums on CD, bunch of cassette tapes, all their concert films, and I got 3 of the CDs, or the singles box sets. And yeah. Also, here's a Depeche Mode huge poster I bought the day after I saw them in Vancouver, BC. So I bought this November 25th. And then I've got 4 concert posters from the Memento Mori tour right here. These were $50 each, so pretty spendy. But anyways, I'm excited. And I'm gonna go to the movie theater and then give like a bit of a review of the movie afterwards. Also, M, the new Depeche Mode movie, is having its physical release on December 5th on DVD and Blu-ray, and the soundtrack is also coming out that day. Which it feels kind of strange because back in 2019, November 21st of 2019, I was also at the South Center Mall to see Spirits in the Forest, which was the documentary / film that was in movie theaters for the Global Spirit Tour. But there was a long delay between that being in theaters and then the physical release. It was probably about a year or so, so it just feels kind of weird for the physical release of this movie to be coming out like less than 2 months after the movie theater release. But I guess the physical release is going to have M, this documentary, but also a full-length concert film. So I'm excited for that. But anyways, I'll talk about it more later. I'm going to drive to Tukwila now. And then later on, I'll tell you guys what I think of the movie. Let's go. 6:04 p.m. All right, I have parked in Tukwila right by the South Center Mall. It is now 6:54 p.m. and the movie M starts at 7:30. Also, I'm wearing my Memento Mori tour hoodie. Yeah, it's got the dates on the back. Also, I was excited to go to Hot Topic to get a new 9 Inch Nails hoodie that came out. There's a 9 Inch Nails Tron hoodie. I was going to get it, but Tim got here earlier than me, so he's already bought it for me. So, pretty exciting. All right, it is now 9:46 p.m. Just walking back to my car. Gosh, that was a great movie. I'd say, I don't know exactly how many people were there, but maybe 30 people, 40 people max. Like, not a ton of people, but it was a good enough turnout. I enjoyed it. There's some things I didn't enjoy quite as much, but I'll give like a full, like more in-depth review when I get home, when I'm in my room. But like, I did really enjoy the concert footage. Some of like the in-between stuff, like having to do with like the Mexican culture and traditional stuff regarding like death, it's like I couldn't really care less about it, honestly. But maybe it's something that will catch on with me and I'll like more in the future. Like, I remember the first time I saw Spirits in the Forest, which was actually at this movie theater, November 21st, 2019. Didn't like it quite as much, but I enjoyed that film, that sort of documentary, Spirits in the Forest, more now than I did back then. And I'd say, comparing Spirits in the Forest to M, I prefer Spirits in the Forest, but kind of like different. They're different. Then again, this wasn't strictly advertised as a live concert film. It was kind of more of a documentary. But I'm definitely excited for December when the physical release comes out so I can see the full concert film. Although it would be really cool if it was just a concert film of one night. But it's kind of a concert film compiled of footage from the 3 shows that they did in Mexico City. But anyways, I'm almost in my car. I'm gonna do another video when I get home, going over the concert more, or going over the movie. Hey guys, it's Clayton here again. It is now 10:43. I'm back home from seeing Depeche Mode M, the new Depeche Mode film. And it's kind of like a slash between like a bit of like a documentary and like a live concert film. I mean, most of it was live footage taken from the 3 shows they played in Mexico City for their Memento Mori tour back in 2023. And I loved the live footage. It was great quality, and it was great to see those songs again. But I didn't really care for the whole like documentary part of it. I mean, like I was saying, most of it was live footage from the tour, but I'd say there's maybe 6 to 7 minutes total of stuff other than that, which is I don't know, that has to do with like the Mexican culture and tradition regarding like death. And I like their 2023 album is called Memento Mori, and it translates in Latin to Remember You Must Die. So other than like the live footage of the tour, it kind of has to do with, like I was saying, Mexican culture regarding death. And I mean, they got like Dia de los Muertos, like Day of the Dead. And sorry if I'm saying any of this wrong or not being super accurate about it, but for me, just like the little snippets that had to do with their culture and death, it just kind of took me out of the moment. I mean, I was really just there to see like the Depeche Mode live footage. And so I'm really looking forward to when like the physical release comes out on December 5th, because M, this movie I saw, that's going to be on the physical release, but there's also going to be like a live concert film on the release too. And then same with the soundtrack. So it's all coming out together, and I'm really excited for it. But I do want to read off the set list, or like the track list. It's going to be on the live concert film and on the soundtrack, because there's a few songs that weren't in M, that weren't in the film tonight. So got my mom's phone with me, and I'm on Apple Music. Just gonna be reading off the track list that's supposed to be coming out. So it's got the intro, then My Cosmos Is Mine, Wagging Tongue, Walking in My Shoes, It's No Good, Sister of Night, In Your Room, Everything Counts, Precious, Speak to Me, home, soul with me, ghosts again, I feel you, a pain that I'm used to, rolled in my eyes, wrong, stripped, John the Revelator, enjoy the silence, waiting for the night, just can't get enough, never let me down again, personal Jesus, and then the 4 songs that Depeche Mode recorded during the Memento Mori sessions but weren't put on the Memento Mori album, which are Survive, Life 2.0, Give Yourself to Me, and In the End. And tonight was my first time hearing In the End because during the credits, it started just playing some footage of Ghosts Again, just with audio of that. But then after that was over, they played In the End. And really, I'm going to have to listen to that again to really give a more, like, to speak more on my thoughts of it, because it was kind of something that's more in the background in the moment, but I enjoyed getting to hear that, like, In the End. Wasn't bad. But as I was reading this track list right here, I was a bit confused because in the movie tonight, they did show, what is it? It was like one of the songs in the beginning of the encore, I think, was Condemnation. And in the moment when I was hearing that, I was like, wow, they played Condemnation. Like, Dave doesn't sing that one anymore. And then I realized I'd forgotten that they played that on the Memento Mori tour, because I did see them play that a few times because I saw them five times on the Memento Mori tour. But on the live album, it has Waiting for the Night instead of Condemnation. So I'm wondering if in the live concert film, if there's going to be Condemnation as well, or if that's just part of the this film I saw tonight. But the songs that are on the live album that they didn't play tonight, or that weren't in the film, are Walking in My Shoes. I'm kind of surprised they didn't play that one in the movie. In Your Room, Precious, Home, I Feel You, John the Revelator, Waiting for the Night, and Just Can't Get Enough. Kind of surprised that, like, they didn't have Just Can't Get Enough in the movie tonight, but I think, like, a lot of the songs they kept in there for the movie had to do more, like, maybe songs that could be relating to, like, death, or be interpreted in the way, I don't know, because, like I'm saying, like, I'm gonna put the phone down. It is an interesting movie, and they're, I guess, like, in Mexican culture, how they're, like, interpreting death and how that relates to Depeche Mode too. That is pretty interesting. Just in the moment when I was seeing the movie, I didn't really care as much, honestly. But yeah, they probably just kept in a lot of songs that had to do more with relating to death, like Memento Mori. I'm gonna take a look at the track list again real quick. It was really cool during the intro to see like a little bit behind the scenes stuff, like before Depeche Mode was going on stage. It was really just like snippets. It wasn't any like long clips. But there was some good footage in there outside of the live footage. Like in the first few minutes, I don't know exactly how to describe it, but just there's some footage of like driving on like a freeway or something, or like a highway, and just, I don't know, the camera's twisting, and at one point it was like kind of upside down. I thought it was pretty interesting. Something that I definitely did notice though is I mean, we're in like 2025 now, and back then when this was recorded, it was 2023. But when it shows the audience, or specifically when it shows like the audience's point of view, like when you see like a lot of the crowd looking at the band, there's so many phones out, and it kind of takes you out of the moment, I guess, like if you're like watching the concert film, because it's like, dang, all these people are like, maybe not all of them are like watching it through their phones, but like it definitely felt different than like even watching Spirits in the Forest, because like it didn't, the phones, like the screens didn't seem quite as prominent in that. I mean, Delta Machine for sure, less phones in that. But I mean, it is cool a few times, like the wide shots to see, like wide shots from the crowd's point of view to see some of like the stage setup through the screens. But it just gets to be a bit much, like all the phones. Um, and that definitely is like a problem nowadays. I mean, usually when I go to shows, I'll record full sets of, of, of the shows, but I just like to preserve the moment and keep it online. Um, but yeah. Um, but yeah, like the wide shots of the crowd, it just was a bit overwhelming with all the phones. But then when they had the close-ups of the crowd, I did like seeing it, how like the crowd's like really into it, and the close-ups of the band, oh my gosh, beautiful. I thought the live footage from the concerts were really great. I think there was a few moments where, um, like I was saying, the live footage was recorded from 3 nights in Mexico City. So there's like a few songs where maybe like during It's No Good, or there's like a few other times I noticed where like it didn't seem like the live audio was totally syncing up with the live video. So maybe the live audio was from a different performance in Mexico City, and they're trying to sync it up with a video from a different night. And it just, I don't know, I kind of wish it would be just like one concert that they filmed rather than switching from different nights. I mean, I think to just get one, like documenting one night rather than all three. And if they were to record all 3 nights in the concert film, to like add like all the bonus tracks, like I'm sure like all 3 nights they didn't play the same exact set list. So kind of like how like devotional, I'm pretty sure with that one they have like an extra DVD where there's extra tracks that weren't played on one night, and I don't really know if that's making any sense right now. But I think I'm kind of all over the place right now. But the footage was really great of the band, and looks like there was maybe a few like drone shots too, and like in the theater, like I could hear some people around me singing, and after a while I was definitely singing myself too, and I had to, it was great to see it. And I got some pictures of like from inside the theater too. um there was probably like, by the time we, like it said the movie was starting at 7:30, and we got in there like a few minutes before then, and I thought it was just gonna be just the movie, like no previews, but there's probably about like maybe 15 to 20 minutes of previews. And during the previews, like shortly before the movie started, there's this lady that walked in, Bev, who I actually saw last night too at a concert in Seattle. And I was kind of surprised to see her, but she's like one of my friends that see at concerts. And last night she met me at a concert because she was selling me some kind of rare Depeche Mode 12-inch remixes. So I'm gonna grab those real quick and show you. Pretty sure these are German releases. Got Master and Servant and Shake the Disease, but it's so beautiful. Take a look. Apparently these have never been played before, but it definitely was a hefty price. I paid like $50 each for these, but so beautiful. Anyways, it was a good experience going out and seeing the movie tonight, but I just didn't really care for like all like the like I guess like the documentary aspects of it. I think just a live concert film would be a lot better. It was cool, like the different effects the filmmaker used for it though. um and in part of it, I think it's the person who made the film. It just, there's like a video of him talking about like the different methods he used, and it's interesting to see like every now and then there's like just a setup of like a big block of like old kind of clunky TVs put together, and it's like you're kind of watching the footage through that. um, and it's definitely an interesting concert film, a bit out of the box. um, so I do appreciate the creativity, but I'd say it's good, not great, but I definitely appreciated seeing it in the movie theater with probably around 30 other Depeche Mode fans, if that. But yeah, also I was there with Tim, one of my friends. And last time I saw Depeche Mode was on my birthday back in 2023. And Tim and I saw them together. That was at Moda Center in Portland, Oregon. So it was cool to see the movie with him tonight, but also he got to the South Center Mall before I did. And I wanted to go to Hot Topic before seeing the movie, because my second favorite, like my number one band is Depeche Mode. My second favorite band is Nine Inch Nails, and recently there's like a new Nine Inch Nails hoodie that came out at Hot Topic, and has to do with the new Tron movie, because Nine Inch Nails did the soundtrack for Tron Ares. And since Tim got there before I did, he actually went to Hot Topic and he asked me like what size I wanted. He bought it for me. So that was like really cool. So I'll show you that. All right. Here it is. It's got the NIN. And there's the back side. And yeah, there's nothing on the sleeves, so just like the back and then the front. Oh, and then there's this on the hood on the side. But yeah, overall it was a good night, and I got to see another friend I hadn't seen in nearly 2 years. And actually last time I'd seen her, she lives like in the Seattle area, but last time I saw her was after the Portland Depeche Mode show, so on my birthday back in 2023. But yeah, it was a good night, and as I was saying earlier, when I saw Spirits in the Forest, that was also at the South Center Mall, at that movie theater, and that was November 21st of 2019. But yeah, I'd say I prefer Spirits in the Forest over this movie, but maybe later down the line I'll rewatch M, and my thoughts will change. But I'm definitely looking forward to when the Blu-ray comes out of the live concert film and the soundtrack. It's cool they did that they put Sister of Night in this one too, because the only time I saw Sister of Night on the Memento Mori tour was the first concert I saw them at on this tour, which is at United Center in Chicago. That was April 5th of 2023. But the other 4 times I saw them on this tour, they didn't do that. In the movie, there was also Speak to Me and Soul with Me, both from Memento Mori. And the only time I saw those songs live were also in Chicago. So it was cool to see some songs that they didn't play for like majority of the tour. I do wish they would have put Black Celebration in this concert film and at least put it on the soundtrack, because the version they did for the Memento Mori tour was a bit different, and I really liked it. Almost the intro to it kind of feels like epic and cinematic in a way. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's probably like all my thoughts on it right now. But sorry, I was like probably like all over the place in this video, but I think that's all I have to say about that. Anyways, thank you for watching. If you saw the movie, comment what you thought, and go listen to Depeche Mode. Have a good night. Bye. Hey guys, it's Clayton here again. It is now 1 day later from that last video. It's now Thursday, October 30th, 2025. Currently 9:56 p.m. and like less than 2 minutes ago, I just finished listening to In the End, the new song from Depeche Mode was recorded during the Memento Mori studio sessions, but wasn't released on Memento Mori. Yeah, I mean, it was playing in the end of the movie last night, and but I wasn't really as focused on it. But I just listened to it, and it was really good. I had my headphones on, and I liked it. Looking forward to listening to the other 3 songs when the physical release of M comes out December 5th. I think there's Life 2.0, Survive, and Give Yourself to Me, as well as In the End. just wanted to make this video to add some more thoughts to this overall video. I don't know, it feels kind of weird that the 4 songs from the Memento Mori recording sessions, that the 4 songs are going to be at the end of the live album, of the soundtrack. It just feels kind of out of place. I feel like if it's a live album, just let it be a live album. Feels kind of rushed, feels kind of forced. Like, I feel like it would have been better for them to be on a deluxe version of Memento Mori, maybe with some, like, remixes thrown in. But, I don't know, it just feels kind of weird for these 4 studio tracks to be at the end of a technically live album. And just, like, the fact that they're kind of being thrown on there. I mean, Depeche Mode is my favorite band, and I hope they do another. It would be great if they do another album, but, it kind of feels like the end, almost. Like, not completely the end of Depeche Mode. I mean, I was surprised that they did Memento Mori and the Memento Mori tour, like, after Andrew Fletcher died. But I'm hoping it's not the end of Depeche Mode, but just, like, the fact that these 4 songs are just being thrown at the end of a live album just feels, like, really rushed and forced, and it's like, if Depeche Mode's going to continue, why are these songs being released that way? But I don't know, maybe it's just me thinking like that. And also, I was kind of saying yesterday how I mean, I loved the concert footage, but I think the movie was good, wasn't great. I don't rate movies much, but I give it maybe like a 7 out of 10. Like, it wasn't bad, but I love, like, the concert footage, and great shots, great close-ups, but I don't know, I just wasn't a huge fan of it, of, like, the documentary aspect of it. I just felt like, let me switch hands. I don't know, I just didn't really care about all the bits of, like, Mexican culture and tradition that were thrown in there regarding death. But I will say that it is pretty interesting. I think it's cool that the newest Depeche Mode album, Memento Mori, I mean, it translates to Remember You Must Die. And I know that, sorry if I'm, like, random, or, like, if maybe I'm wrong, but, like, death is kind of prominent in their culture and sort of special to them. So, I mean, the fact that this culture, like, there's a movie kind of tying this culture and, like, Mexico's view on death to Memento Mori and Depeche Mode. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of the movie overall, but I do think that is pretty cool. And maybe eventually I'll watch again, I'll look back, and I'll see it in a different light, and maybe I'll appreciate it more. But some of the stuff felt kind of forced, I guess. Like, it just, I don't know. We go from watching Depeche Mode live footage to, like, someone talking about the culture, and I think it depends on, like, what kind of, like, lens you watch it through, maybe. But, yeah, I can appreciate the connection, in the movie. But, honestly, I don't really know where I'm going with this now. I don't really know what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hate on the movie. It just wasn't quite my cup of tea. Wasn't my favorite. And Spirits in the Forest wasn't my favorite either when I first watched it, but I've watched it once or twice since then. And I definitely appreciate Spirits in the Forest now more than I did back then. So maybe in the future I'll appreciate M more, looking back at it. Anyways, I'm wearing my new 9 Inch Nails sweatshirt I got yesterday. It's freaking awesome and it feels great. But just wanted to add this video. It's probably kind of long. I don't know. It's random, but here I am just talking about my favorite band. And anyways, thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. And comment what you thought about the movie. And hopefully you can understand my thoughts on it. Like, I'm not trying to hate. Like, it just, like I've said a few times, like, wasn't totally into it. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. So have a nice day. Bye.